welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire, and I go live every Monday and Friday. So if you are watching the replay of this, please do join us. Come along, join the Seer Circle. Just bring your question and receive a free tarot reading to bring you some clarity and guidance. Socks has decided to join us today, so all welcome Socks the cat. If you would like a free reading, as usual, just click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be added to the list. A quick reminder as well, anyone new or for those returning, about how I read. So I'm an energy reader tuning into you in your situation. So please do provide as much clarity and detail. It allows me to connect with you and your situation. I don't do yes/no questions and I don't do timeline. And please hold your question until you're called. And if there's no response, then I will have to skip you just to obviously keep things moving. Please keep the chat respectful. No self-promo, off-topic advice or cue pushing. And please don't comment on other people's readings unless it is supportive and encouraging, and allow me to read without interruption. So we'll just keep the space high vibe. Thank you. But let's get into it. I'm going to head over and get the list and post it. If you want to know where you are in the order, I post the list regularly. So just keep an eye out in the chat. Hey to everyone in the chat. Hey Kerry, hi Anshman, hey Samreen. So Kerry, last time I did call your name for your reading, but you weren't here. So just like I mentioned, I do have to skip if I call you and you're not, and there's no answer, then I just have to keep things moving, as I'm sure you can understand. So I'm gonna head over and get the list now. Samreen, you are absolutely right. You are the first name on the list. If you want to go ahead and post your question. And today I'm using the Guardian of the Night Tarot deck, which I haven't used for a while actually. So, Socks, you're going to have to pick a spot, not here. Bear with me. For the first time, says Samreen. Absolutely, Samreen. Are we still energetically connected? So let's have a look and see what Spirit has to say regarding your ex. I want to know my ex's feelings towards me and how he sees our connection. Are we still energetically connected? That's kind of like a two-part question, isn't it? So seeing what Spirit says, you might be able to answer all of that, or it might just choose to answer part of that. What does Samreen need to know, please? Please comment on this connection. Page of Swords. Page of Swords, Samreen, is there is more information to come through on this connection. So are you still energetically connected? Yes, because there is further information, news, communication that is coming through. Swords is about communication. Page is about preparing to that point where we are getting straight in our mind what we are going to communicate. And I feel like this is your ex's energy. So the question was, how does your ex feel towards you? They are poised in some ways, mulling over, thinking about, similar maybe to correct me if I'm wrong, to what energy came through last time, like in this preparing stage of figuring out what they want to say to you in essence, and then suggest the page, will make their move at some point, will let you know what's on their mind. Swords energy doesn't hold back, because swords is all about kind of needing to say something and that desire to communicate your truth. So this card really does answer all of that, lets us know where they're at, lets us know what they're planning to do, and that you can expect Samreen further information and news to come through regarding this connection. So they've got something to say to you, they're getting ready to say that, and you can expect that. So be ready. And then from there, always with that Page of Swords or Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords energy, it kind of informs next steps. Once we have that bit of information, it will then give you some clarity in turn about what the next step is in this connection. So I hope that resonated. Samreen says, yes, he wants to connect but holds back. So he will communicate at some point with that card, okay? He has got something brewing that is on his mind that he will need to get out at some point. So next up we have Judite. Hey Tia, I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Hey Patricia, yes you are added. Hey Judite. How does my new manager, Luke, see you? See me? See you? Let's have a look, Judite. So Spirit, how does Judite's new manager view them? Ooh, nice energy. Two of Wands. So there is a connection, I would say, here. So they may recognize similarities in you that are within them. They recognize someone who they can work with. They are at that point, I imagine, as a new manager, that they've come in and they're assessing the situation and looking to the future to see maybe what changes need to be made, how things can be improved, all that kind of normal stuff that a manager comes in with. But you're in the picture with them, so it's like you're, in some respects, sort of by their side. I don't know how closely that what role that you play. But this feels very positive. Someone who is going to, when they think of changes that they're going to make, when they think of the future, I feel like that they see someone, that you're someone who can help them achieve this, that you're kind of by their side, rather than someone that needs to be improved or, kind of is a hindrance to their plan. Socks is being naughty, sorry, he's shuffling around, he needs to settle. So yeah, almost like a partner in crime. So this is maybe a snapshot into the future as well, that this bond could strengthen. Because every manager needs a right-hand woman or a man, yeah? And I feel like that, you know, maybe it's early doors now, but they certainly see you as someone who can help them achieve their goals. Two of Wands is about ambition, plans, goals, looking to the future, what they want to achieve. And you're a support in that, okay? Maybe you have a lot of knowledge already of the system. You're someone who, you're a resource to them for sure. So I hope that resonated, Judy. Next up we have Tia, my love. Please go ahead and post your question. Yes, they can rely on you, partner in crime. Yeah, someone who's going to help them achieve what they want to achieve. Go back and watch it again, Judy, for to let that sink in. Tia asks for energy check-in on the Pisces. Feelings, intentions towards me. Let's have a check-in with this Pisces. Isn't this is what we got last time, didn't we? Remind me if I'm wrong, Tia. Death. So that transformative energy, I mean, Spirit really is just doubling down, tripling down on this message for you, Tia. So let me know if this is resonating for you, okay? That this transformative energy that I'm getting from both sides for you, okay? That, you know, this is a new experience for you both, a new kind of connection. And it feels like very revealing, like it's opening their eyes to something new. They could also be going on some kind of personal journey for themselves, like at a certain crossroads in their life, and that you are part of this new chapter, new era. And I feel like that you're, you know, like I say, showing them a different way to be and a part of this crossroads in their life. It is death of the old, okay, in how they used to behave with people, how they used to have relationships. I don't know what else is going on in their lives, if you're aware, if there's any big upheavals as well. But what Spirit is saying is when it comes to this connection, when it comes to you and them, this is, you know, it keeps bringing through major arcanas, big energy, and a new opportunity, a new way to be with someone. So they are still very much feeling this. There's a lot of intensity in the death card as well. So they may be having some big emotions and big feelings as well that they're having to process. You know, it's no minor thing to go through a death transformation. It's emerging as someone new, and we have to allow old ways to die out. So that is, you know, a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So in regards to feeling towards you, there's a lot of intensity here. They are also aware that this is something very new and something very different, but that from what I feel and from what these cards are saying, that it's being passionate. Yeah, so it's like it has that kind of weight to it when we see these kinds of cards, these transformational cards. So this is exciting really to be here. And I feel like this is just confirming Spirit again is doubling down, tripling down on what a big deal this is for them and for you, it sounds like, yeah? Okay, so next up we have Venny. So Mary, my love, yes, you are on the list, but if you can just hold your question. So also that's not the kind, I'm just having a look at your question now, Mary, as well. So that's not the kind of how I read the tarot. So I'm not a psychic medium. I'm an energy reader. So I look at situations, energy between you and connections, between you and circumstances, but not the location of lost belongings. Hey Benny, thanks for posting your question. Hey Miller, you're welcome to you. So, Benny asks, how will my August month, any new beginnings or opportunities coming up? So, like I say, I'm an energy reader, so do you want to focus on any particular area of any? Love, career. So rather than doing general questions, I find it's more meaningful to really focus on something of what you want to know more about. Hey Danny baby, so glad to see you again. You're on the list, Kristen, you're on the list. A love relationship for Benny. And are you single? Are you in a connection? So anyone new here, and as a reminder to anyone who is regular, please provide as much detail, as much context as possible. As an energy reader, it allows me to connect with your situation. So Kristen, actually you're after Benny. So you're in a relationship and you're wanting to know what's coming up in this relationship, or are you having issues? Let me know what you want to know, Benny. What do you want to know about your relationship? Kristen, you can go ahead and post your question now if you want as well, if you're ready. Please be mindful, like I say, what is it that you actually want to know? And for anyone new who's just joined us, this is Socks. If you're wondering what this fuzzy, furry mound is, it's my cat Socks, who has suddenly become very interested in joining the tarots. So I'm grateful for him to join us. So, Venny says, what is coming in this relationship? Perhaps commitment. Okay. Spirit, what is coming in this connection for Venny? Ooh, lovely energy, Venny, lovely energy. The Star, a major arcana. So with it being a major arcana, this tells me this is a potent bond. Okay, major arcanas always signify big energy, big, strong bonds, important relationships. Okay, and the Star card is about a wish come true, so it's a very hopeful card. So this relationship, really does have the potential to last the distance if that's what you're concerned about. And in many ways, I think, with the Star being a wish fulfilled, it's like maybe a kind of relationship that you've looked for, that you've wanted, that this person and this relationship has the potential to have that kind of connection, a very fulfilling connection. The Star card has an innocence about it, a purity. It's a very spiritual card. So this can be a karmic bond, a higher self kind of energy, like there can be lessons to be learned in this connection. But more than that, something that you have maybe hoped for and wished for in someone, and that there is potential in this relationship for that to really manifest and come to fruition. So very positive omen for you here, Venny. And I don't know what's going on in your relationship now, if you're having challenges, if you're having difficulties, but the Star card as well is all about not giving up on this connection and continuing to pursue this, because there is a lot of potential here for a lot of good to come from this. Right, move over there. So, very positive energy there for you, Benny. I hope that resonated. Okay, so I think I might just have to close the list now, and then I'll read for Kristen, because the list is filling up. Oh. So, Anshuman, just hold off on your question, please, but thank you. Oh, lovely, Benny. So thanks a lot. I'm waiting for marriage proposal from my partner. This resonates well. Keep us posted, Benny, okay? Keep us posted on that. That was a very good omen. So yeah, very hopeful. A promise of a wish come true. Okay, Benny, my love, this is for you. Sorry, I've read for Benny. Kristen, this is for you. So Kristen asks, let's find the beginning of your question. So this guy, S, I've been talking to, what is coming in this relationship? Oh no, sorry, I'm getting confused here. So this guy, S, I've been talking to, I've made it clear with him about your intentions, but he says he wants to take things slow. I can't help but feel a little wishy-washy. Yeah, understandably. What are his intentions? Is this going anywhere? Interesting. Right, let's dig into this and see when he says what is going on with him. Spirit, please give us some info and advice on this for Kristen, please. Major Arcana. Again, strong, big energy, strong connections. Something going on a deeper level here, okay? Tell me about his energy, Spirit. Right. Let's see where this is what Spirit is trying to say here, because the Hierophant, okay, is like a very traditional kind of energy and a traditional approach. So it would suggest taking it slow. It would suggest someone who follows the rules, is quite cautious, is almost old-fashioned, I think, when this Hierophant energy shows up. And this is someone who doesn't enter into connections lightly. So this makes me think that maybe this isn't wishy-washy energy from them, but rather that they are quite reserved and traditional, old-fashioned in many respects. Let me know if this resonates with their character for you, Kristen, because we have this Eight of Wands, which really kind of flies in the face of that energy. Eight of Wands moves fast, moves quickly, has a tendency to, rush in and just, when they, Wands is passion, Wands is fire. This is someone who doesn't want to hold back. I'm wondering, are you the Eight of Wands? Do you, when it comes to connections in some ways, maybe there's an impatience there? Kristen says, oh my God, that's exactly what he said. So thank you for confirming that. That's great to know. So that is, his energy there coming through. So really, this is who he is. This is true. This is valid. This is just someone who, when he says, I want to take it slow, he means it, because he is traditional, is old-fashioned. Maybe it's something to do with his past, his way he was brought up. Who knows? This is who he is. And I think you're the Eight of Wands, and you confirm that, Kristen. So the next question comes, Kristen. It could be, there's nothing wrong with being you, and there's nothing wrong with being him. This could be a mismatch of energies. It depends how much that if someone's not aligning with you, if that's what it feels like, and that's not how you operate, that's not how you work, then that's okay. Then it's just amicable differences, and we can kind of part ways. But if you feel like that this somehow is okay, to believe that it's not through lack of feelings on his part, this is just who he is and he's being honest, and then maybe for you to take things slower, this could be interesting. This could be a different way to trial things, and maybe slowing down and just really taking your time to get to know someone might be something different and new and a good experience. But just trust your gut on this. It might be just no, that's a turn off for me. It's not how I operate. I'm too impatient for this. Or it could be, okay, I'm going to give it a go. Let's try to see if this will work. So I hope that confirms things for you, Kristen. It was certainly the messages came through very clear today for you, which is nice. I always think that means that you're open and receptive to receiving. So, and it can inform your next steps. Hopefully you can move forward after some reflection of what do you want to do with that information. So, next up, Anshuman, if you are here, my dear, please give me a shout. We have Anshuman, and then we have Sonali. If you want to give me a shout that you're here. My cat's destroyed my flower display. But hey ho. Thank you, Kristen. I'm glad that you approve of socks here. Keep us posted, Kristen, what happens next with your person, with your hierophant. Love and light. So Anshuman, QZ, and I are in love with each other, but she pushes me away. She had a breakup recently with her ex. Why does she push me away, and is a relationship possible with her? Let's have a look at their energy towards you, Anshuman. Ooh. Ace of Cups, Anshuman. So yes, there is potential for a new relationship here. Now that if she's been through that breakup, I imagine that she could be feeling like, that she's just kind of out of the other side of that, okay? And the Ace of Cups is like new beginnings, new possibilities, new relationships, a fresh start. So this is a really positive omen, Anshuman. I would be patient, be empathic, and tread with care that this person, that your person is fresh out of a breakup and may need time to breathe, to heal, to allow that. I always say this message that good endings make for good new beginnings. So make sure this is all closed off with the ex. Make sure that this is truly over. Give this person time, give this person space. But in answer to your question, yes, there is definitely potential. Cups is about love, Cups is about our emotions, Cups is about romantic connections more often than not, okay? So this is, in answer to your question, like I say, is saying that there is potential, and it's good energy in the sense that it's now that that's over with the ex, that there is space and time now for this to open up and be a new connection. So yeah, I hope that resonated for you, Anshuman, but it couldn't really be any clearer for you there. Keep us posted. Sonali, my love, if you are here, please post your question. Here is an updated list for those asking. Anyone who missed today, I will be back on Monday as well, so do join us then. I post the time on the evening before, so Sunday, and then there's also where you can pre-book, so you can get your slot. I don't think Sonali's here, so B, are you here, my dear? We have B and we have Miller. So if you want to give me a shout, you're welcome, Anshuman. I'm going to be back in 1 second, so just bear with me. But if B and Miller could pose your question if you are here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. No problem, Kristen. I'll take you off. Hey, Miller. So I'll read for you whilst we're waiting for B, and I'll read for B after. Miller asks, can I know how will things proceed between me and Mikkel if I reach out to him end of September? We met online only. Yeah, I remember that we've read for Mikkel before. He's holding back due to past sorrow, but wanted to meet me at least months ago. Now no contact. I truly care about him. Thanks very much. Okay, let's have a look at Mikkel's energy. So if you were to reach out to him in September, how would that be received? So that's the main portion of the question there, Miller. So let's have a look. So 8 of Pentacles. What this card says to me, okay, it says whenever I see the 8 of Pentacles in a connection, well, not always, but in this case, is that it's going to take work and effort. 8 of Pentacles is a card of putting effort in. Now, there can be benefits received from this, you know, what you get in is what you get out kind of energy and vibes. But this is going to be like you're going to have a lot of work on your hands to make this connection work, Miller. That's what this says to me, okay? So if it's because of past sorrow that they're dealing with, I know we've seen that in readings before, that's been confirmed as well, that may continue to be a block. And you might want to do that. That's where free will comes in, okay? That if you are willing and prepared and that's where your heart is, that you want to put this energy and effort into this connection. But you might feel like that, should it be this demanding, should it be this difficult at the start of a connection? You know that some people or some connections, because it's about timing and where this person is at, how open they are to this connection, you know, there's a million different things going on that can influence this a connection, okay? But timing being a particular one of them, about that you can meet someone at a particular stage in their life and it can just be that the timing is off. So yes, there is potential here for this connection to work, but how much energy and effort do you want to put into one person? Again, that's free will. You may decide, yes, I want to make this happen so badly that I'm prepared to do kind of whatever it takes to make this happen. But that might be worth, what I would say as well, of keep your options open. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, because as a partner, we're not here to be someone's therapist. We're here as a romantic partner, and there should be joy, there should be lightheartedness in this connection. And there seems to be like the words of hard work, hard work, kind of digging this person out maybe. And I suppose it doesn't have to be like that, in another connection with someone else, it could be easier. But over to you, Miller, on that one. But Spirit says, yeah, it will take time, it will take patience, it will take a lot of energy from you. And then over to you with if you are willing and want to put that amount of effort into someone and a connection. I hope that resonated, Miller. So B, my love, this is for you. Thank you for posting. So B asks, what is going on with my ex? Yes, exactly, Miller. Hope meeting up will help. That could usher in a new energy. But that's where we stand now with that Eight of Pentacles. But keep us posted. So B asks, what is going on with my ex? He did me very wrong, but it's his birthday today and I'm feeling drawn to him. Yes. Did he ever care? Although he wasn't good to me, if he called, I would answer. LOL. Yes, I'm sure we can all relate to that, B. Thank you for your honesty there. Just because someone doesn't treat us how we should, it doesn't mean that we can turn our feelings off. So let's have a look at their energy and how they see and feel towards you, B. Spirit, please tell us about B's ex and their feelings towards B and this connection. Major Arcana, we've had quite a lot of them today. So this tells me that there is still an energetic tie here between you, B, between you both, okay? And it's not one-sided. So often it's worth trusting your gut, when you say, I'm feeling drawn to him. If someone's on your mind a lot, if you find yourself thinking about someone and feelings come up about them, etc., someone is on your mind a lot, it often, if there's been a past connection, that person is also thinking of you. Even if they're not acting on it, there is an energetic pull. The Moon card is that they feel like there is some insecurity on their side, okay? I don't know if that's what drove their actions. It doesn't make them excusable, okay? If they treated you badly, if that came from a place of insecurity or not, that's kind of by the by, yeah? But Spirit is just bringing in that information to tell us where they're at, okay? And a little bit more about who this person is and where they are in relation to this connection. They don't know the way forward either, okay, with this. The Moon card has some kind of messy energy where it can be, there's anxiety and fear. So maybe they're aware that they messed up. It brings up some uncomfortable feelings in them. And also with the Moon, it brings up our insecurities and that we are somewhat in the dark. So this connection, so you're in no contact now, from what I believe. But it's like I very much feel this strong, like, messy energy in them and around this connection. So there's some feelings of regret about how this went down. They don't feel good about it. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It brings up stuff about themselves that doesn't make them feel good about themselves, but they're not quite sure how to move forward. In time, the moon does illuminate the path, but what it takes is the answers that we're looking for really have to come from within. So it's about trusting our intuition. So this may be a message for both of you as well, that you're needing to trust your intuition on this, that these kind of feelings still go both ways. There is lingering feelings. There is some guilt and messiness that they feel. One more, please, Spirit, just because I'm nosy. But it's quite a gloomy picture, that, isn't it? I kind of feel like that this is, certainly when it comes to this connection anyway, that they know it was left in a bad place. And it kind of has got, it's a bit of a dark cloud over them. B is confirming, so I think he's insecure, although he puts on a front, yeah, and no contact. Advice for B, please, then. Just advice for B, given this information. Knight of Pentacles. Just keep doing you. I think that they'll probably turn up and you will get communication from them again. But it might be so further down the path that you will emotionally have kind of healed and be in a different place, B. If you decide to answer that call, so there you go, you say, I really do feel like he's going to call me soon, yeah. So the Knight of Pentacles, this is your energy. You just, like, maybe you're already doing this for, like, it's like you're just turning up in life. Maybe feels like sometimes you're going through the motions, but you're still doing what needs to be done. You haven't fallen apart. With this situation, if you are waiting on that call, and then how you decide to respond to that is entirely up to you. If you want to take the call, there's no shame in that. If you decide to reject it at that point, that's, totally up to you and whatever feels right. But the Knight of Pentacles is about being patient, allowing them for sure to come to you. So don't be tempted to reach out to them. Allow them to reach out to you and express whatever it is that they're feeling. If it's some guilt, if it's an apology, it might come forward in a messy way, but I see them, they will communicate with you again, but it may take time, patience. Don't be tempted to reach out to them. And then, it's over to you what you want to do with that information, what you want to, if you want to reconnect. It's okay if we need to go, even if someone's treated us badly. Obviously, I won't encourage you to go back to anything abusive, but sometimes we need to revisit connections to know that we're truly done with them, or if there is some potential left there, we need to sort of revisit it, look at it, check in and see what's left, if there's anything salvageable, or if it's over, and then it can free us to move on, or it can free you to move forward and heal this connection, yeah? So yeah, I hope that was confirming for you, B, and offered you some clarity. They're a little bit lost right now, okay? So do protect your energy with this person. They do have baggage, yeah? Which I'm sure you know anyway. Love and light, B, keep us posted. Next up, we have Carrie Ann, my dear, if you were here. So we have Carrie Ann, and then we have Patricia. So Carrie Ann, if you want to go ahead and post, and Patricia, just be ready. B says, I'm going on holiday on Sunday and hope it will reset me, yes. Give me a new mindset going forward. I need a change of scenery and see what else is out there. Yes, options. we can get so locked in with someone. It can be very hard to let them go. Love and light to you, B, as well. So I'll just wait for Kerry Ann to post. I'm not sure if Kerry Ann is here, so Patricia, do you want to go ahead? Oh, there we go. Thank you, Kerry Ann. So Kerry Ann asks, Nixon's energy on his feelings and intentions towards me. Does he want me to meet up to talk about possible reconciliation, or is there a new lady around and blocked? No contact. So this is a relationship that's now, they're your ex, Kerry, is that right, Kerry Ann? And you're wondering what comes next, or how he feels towards you. Let's have a look. What's going on with Nixon with regards to his feelings towards you? There's a bit of a delay in the chat for me. Guys, so just bear with me if I'm asking for you to post when you already have. It just comes through slightly slower for me. So no contact, 2 months. Still fresh. Another major arcana. So still energetically connected, energetically bound, you both are, Kerry Ann and Nixon. So the High Priestess is about, I'm going to pull another card to dig in more on them, but the High Priestess is about your intuition is nagging at you and is trying to tell you something, Kerry Ann, which is the truth. So the High Priestess has amazingly highly finely tuned intuition and is tapped into her gut instinct. And that is like a superpower, okay? And Spirit is asking you to sort of tap into your High Priestess energy. And that you have this ability too. You may be very empathic by nature, that you often have a very good read on people and are able to see beyond what you are being. So if you're being told a certain story, you're able to see beyond the veil and really see people for what they are. You wonder if he's your twin flame. So in this situation, Spirit is asking you to listen to that intuition. So if you often wonder if he's your twin flame, then you're probably right on that, okay? That's your instinct. If that is a reoccurring voice and message that comes up, then that's your intuition trying to tell you something, okay? And the more that we can trust our intuition and our higher self, it's a different kind of feeling to what we want to happen, what we want to believe. The intuition is in our bodies. It's physically like lower down. It's a nagging feeling, and it's a knowing rather than a thinking, if that makes sense. But let's have a look at, so when you say, it's interesting that you said as well, is there a new lady around him? Is that something, is that a fear? Is that anxiety? Or is that does that feel like an intuitive, nagging gut feeling? I'm going to get a read on him now. So pay attention, the High Priestess as well, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to signs. the universe is trying to communicate with you, Kerry-Ann, okay? And I feel like you need to believe in it more. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the signs that you're seeing when you're out and about. Give me a read on Nixon though, please, Spirit. Ooh, look at this, 2 major arcanas. So he's going through it, Kerry-Ann, okay? The Tower moment is a period of upheaval. So if you were concerned that maybe this didn't hit him hard, this has hit him hard. The Tower moment is when you are, I don't know what brought this to an end, even if it was them, okay? Even if they messed up or if they broke it off, the Tower moment still is like the Tower moment is when you're going on along in life and you just think, yeah, this is all going fine, and then it's like the rug is ripped out from beneath you and a foundation, something that was holding you up, a column was holding you up, shatters and collapses. Kerry-san, it's a fear because we've been apart too long and he's not reaching out, so I'm worried, yeah. So that's kind of by the by. I don't feel there's no strong connections around him. He's struggling behind the scenes. So this gives us a snapshot behind the scenes of what's going on for him. This is painful for him as well as you. This is something that has rocked him. The Tower moment is when, like I say, that you think life is going along just fine and then something crumbles to the ground. So say this relationship has broken off and I feel like he's having trouble like reorientating himself at the minute. The Tower, the silver lining of the Tower is that things are brought, I don't know what else is going on in his life. Other Tower moments could be part of this. It can be around money, security, or it could just be this relationship. Taiwan resonates with that, but the Tower moment is when there can be losses, big losses in life. And with the Tower, so like I say, the things are brought to the ground, and then we're kind of having to rebuild from scratch. What I would say is that the Tower moment is you need to let the dust settle. 2 months actually isn't a very long time. So you need to tap into your High Priestess energy. The Tower moment, the dust needs to settle for them. And then if this connection can survive that, then it gives you a chance to really have a fresh start and rebuild. But he is in this Tower energy, and I would say that even though it is very painful to be apart, the timing for you to connect right now would not be right. He needs to reorientate himself. He needs to get himself together. He's not really in a position, in many ways, he shouldn't be in any kind of relationship or connection at the moment with whatever's going on for him. He hasn't really got the headspace or the emotional space. So try to see this as not like as a negative thing, being apart. I know that's very hard, but try to see it as that negative energy is being cleared out in this space. And when he is ready to rebuild, so no, not he's building from scratch without you, he is still in the things of just his life's just kind of blown up, so we need to give this time and space and try to see this, the dust is still settling, and if you get the opportunity to rebuild, Kerry, further down the line, it will be as the negative energy is still being cleared out. So, like I say, I know it is difficult to be apart. Try to see it as clearing out old negative energy and giving you, when the right time comes, giving it the best chance that a relationship has got to rebuild with a strong foundation. So I hope that resonated. Next up we have Patricia. Are you here, my dear? We have Patricia, and then we have Mary. I'll just post the last. Kristen's not here, so I'll just post the last 3 who are left. Last but not least, we have Patricia, Mary, and then Danny. So Patricia, when it comes to general messages, I ask people to focus. I find that the readings are more meaningful if you can focus on a particular area of your life that you want to look at more closely. If that's work, if that's love, if that's spiritual growth, whatever it might be, what would you be most drawn to, or look at a particular situation? I find them to be more meaningful than just general messages. You're welcome, Carrie-Anne. I'm glad it resonated. So love and career, that's two questions. And if you do want to look at love, if you do want to look at career, tell me about what's going on, in your situation right now as well. Say, love, are you in a connection? Like in the previous message, someone was hoping for a marriage proposal, or if you're single. The more, as an energy reader, like I mentioned at the beginning, if you can provide context and detail, this allows me to connect with your situation. So I'm not a psychic medium. I don't know if Mary's here. Give me a shout if you are. Danny baby, if you're still here, give me a shout. Patricia says, just wanting to upgrade everything, leaving everything behind. I've left a connection, okay. And I'm employed, and I think you're needing to leave or wanting to leave. Okay, so big change. So let's get some advice on spirit. To get to where you want to go, what does Patricia need to focus on? I think that might be helpful for you, Patricia. In this kind of upgrade energy that you speak of, that you're in. Cutting ties, leaving old energy behind, which is good but often challenging, Ooh, Queen of Cups, so this is you. Taking a deep dive, okay, into our emotions. Maybe you're looking for something emotionally more fulfilling, Patricia, and that's what's been the drive behind all this. Queen of Cups is a beautiful energy, something that you possess, someone who feels things deeply, someone who is empathic. And the Queen of Cups, when they are in there is a shadow and a light side, so when they are in there, when they're thriving, they're their intuition is their superpower. They can be someone who can be very creative, and the depth of feeling is like that how you move through life, and the connections that you're in, and work relationships that you're in. It's like there has to be something that satisfies you on a deep level. It's not superficial. Superficial doesn't work for you, okay? It can be draining. Also, the Queen of Cups comes with, let me know if this resonates, a period of time when we feel things deeply, okay? And with the Queen of Cups, the lesson in some ways can be about being able to feel these feelings but not be overwhelmed by them as well. If you are very empathic, if you are sensitive, if you do feel things very deeply, it can be very easy to be overwhelmed in this world, in this life. So that can be part of what this period is about as well. But I do feel like that you're on a journey of needing something that is deeper and more satisfying than what has been. So what comes next, Spirit? What's coming towards Patricia? And that would be interesting. So this is who you need to be. You need to tap into your Queen of Cups power. You need to acknowledge this. Maybe you know that you're looking for something deeper, and you're on that journey. And we are working on being able to process our emotions and not be overwhelmed, but still not cut ourselves off, cut our emotions off. Let me know if this resonates, Patricia. And then what comes next, okay? So what is coming down the track after releasing these old energies that didn't align with you? Oh, how lovely. You're on the right track, okay? The Empress is a major arcana, Patricia, and this is about really coming into your own. And the Empress is about reaping, the actions that you are taking now, the Empress is when you are rewarded for those, cutting out those negative energies, nurturing yourself, nurturing the path that you really want to be on. The Empress is all about the divine feminine, which is about doing things with a sense of flow, with a sense of patience. Masculine energy can often be about forcing a situation, making things happen, being impatient, making things happen faster, and always in this kind of perpetual state of growth and pushing. The Empress understands that the world doesn't really work like that, and that as nature does, nature, a flower can't be forced to grow faster, or if it is, it kind of weakens that flower. For it to be strong, for it to be its most beautiful self, it needs sunlight, it needs food, it needs water, it needs time. And that's like humans, and that's like you at the moment, Patricia. So you are on a journey of growth and of becoming being able to express your true self, yeah? And it's more sensitive, it's slower, it's empathic, and it's building a life that mirrors that. I'm glad this resonates. Patricia, thank you for confirming. I'm a Taurus. Yeah, so that Empress energy and that ruled by Venus, divine feminine. So you're good at that as well. You know how to do that. And this journey that you're on stick with it, because you're onto something really good here, and make choices. So the next job that you go on, maybe try to, I know it can be difficult with this job market, but try to choose something that aligns with this kind of energy. Love and light, Patricia. I hope that resonated for you. So Nenia, thank you so much for being here. The list is closed for today, but I will be live back on Monday if you want to join us then. But yeah, the list is closed for today, but hopefully see you Monday. Thank you, Mary. Last shout for Danny Baby as well. If you're here, I don't think you are. So in which case I'll read for Mary anyway, but let me know if you are here, Danny. Mary asks, so I want to know, how will my master thesis be of? Should I also take the board license exam? When should... So I don't do timelines, Mary, okay? So when to do which, or which one in when. So this is also, bear in mind, this is just one question, Mary, that we're asking in this space, obviously because there's so many people being read for. So to generalize this, or if you want to rephrase this question, because there is a lot of information there is a lot of questions there, so if you can narrow this down to, and bear in mind that I'm an energy reader, so I don't do yes, no, I don't do timelines, so this is like a lot of questions in one, Mary. So if you want to look at the energy around your studies, if that is an easier way of an advice for this. And I'm not sure what you mean. How will I, when I take off my armors towards my family? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So if you can just... So that's too many questions in one, Mary. I can't answer that with one card. Thesis, exams, family. This is just one, this is not an in-depth reading. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Masks, armor. So pick one area, Mary, of what you, and I'll look at the energy surrounding that, okay? Getting clear with your question, like I say, it would need like a much more in-depth reading, more than one card for you to... So let's focus on your family, okay? I feel like the other ones are more like timing issues, choices. I don't know if they'd be suited to tarot or the way that I read tarot. So let's have a look at your family, okay? And you say you are wearing a mask with your family, pretending to be someone. You want to let them know who you really are. So let's see what spirit advice can give you with regards to that. I feel like out of those questions, the way I read tarot, this will be the most helpful. So Spirit, please bring through some guidance for Mary with regards to their family. I'm feeling like that they can't be themselves. How can I open up to my family? Oh, wow. So we have the Ace of Cups, Mary, which is is promising, okay? An Ace of Cups is about it's about a new beginning, and it's about a fresh start, and it's about showing a softer side of yourself, Mary, okay? So you talked about armors, you talked about having a mask, all of that kind of energy. And Ace is like the advice. I'm going to pull another card to kind of dig into this deeper. But it is about taking baby steps. And I wonder if maybe you feel like you put pressure on yourself to kind of make this happen in one fell swoop, in one big grand gesture. Maybe you've got something on your mind that you want to reveal to them, a part of yourself that you want to share, that you want to reveal. And what Spirit says is we need to start off smaller. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. We can begin to find small ways to be ourselves, small ways to open up to our family and see how they respond. Yes, because it's like it can be making ourselves too vulnerable in one big move. We can leave ourselves like wide open. And actually, this is a whole process about dropping the mask, getting closer to the family, is like step by step. It's like every day kind of showing up with intention and showing up every day, just finding opportunities, finding ways to maybe be softer, to share with them, to try to connect and listen to what they're saying. So I feel like we need to start small rather than, like I say, many big gestures. Mary says, that's the question I would want to know. As much as my master's thesis and on-board exam, should I take both at once while compromising my master's? So I'm going to leave that because that's too much for this time and space. And I'm just going to focus on this family, okay? And one more card, please, regarding this spirit. Major Arcana, the Tower card. So this talks about, I spoke about this came through for someone else earlier today. So the Tower card is when something that it talks about losses, it talks about there being upheaval and a breakdown. So maybe this is about, did something really like catalyst this, Mary, about like, because the Tower moment is when we're thinking things are going along okay, and then there's like this breakdown. The rug is pulled on from beneath us. And the Tower talks about, in many ways, we need to, it can feel quite traumatic at the time, and it can, like I say, it can bring sadness, it can bring loss. I don't know if there was a betrayal here from your family or something broke down, is telling me. And what it did do was it even though it was traumatic, it did allow for certain old, or it is allowing for old energies and negative energies or old behaviours and things that weren't working to clear out. So there are some things that in this Tower moment, that in this family connection, that do need to be released. Some negative energies do need to be let go. And then we're in this rebuilding, Ace of Cups, of this fresh start, of rebuilding something new. So this Tower moment feels like, I don't know if something traumatic happened to you as a family, if relationships began to break down. And what Spirit is saying is, even though it may be hard to see now from that experience, that actually something good can come from that, because something was not meant for you. Something about that was wrong and needed to be cleared out in order to make way for this Ace of Cups. Mary says, well, my life was ruined once, now it's re-ruined from friends once, then now it's okay. Just rebuilding, happily fulfilling now with my real self from now on. Yeah. So I think Spirit has brought that in to maybe just bring in some kind of reassurance that it can be very traumatic when these tower moments happen and that we are leveled, but it's a reminder that the silver lining of the tower energy is that it's Spirit really coming in and removing people, places, things that don't align with us, and allowing us to begin again and build on a solid foundation and a fresh start. So absolutely, you've got it when you say, so no bombing at once with the family. Let's take baby steps to rebuild, and also rebuild this time, go in with an open heart without making yourself too vulnerable, but honesty is needed here. This is an opportunity and a chance to rebuild, like you said, as your real self from now on. So move forward with that intention. Keep us posted, Mary. If you want to come back on Monday and maybe focus on your thesis questions, then we can do that, okay? But wishing you love and light, and I hope that resonated. Nimdia, the list is closed for today. Anyone who wasn't able to make the list, I am back on Monday. So please do join us then. I'll post on Sunday the time, and the list for pre-booking will be open then. But wishing you a very good evening, the rest of your day, wherever you are. Thank you all for being here, bringing your questions, sharing your energy. Love and light. Take care, guys. Take care. Thank you all. I'm glad that resonated for you, Mary.